you're in the HOCATT, and we're going to explain the ozone therapy part first. So once you're in here, you're going to be experiencing bursts of steam. We're not doing a sauna experience, so we're not trying to get you super hot, but that steam will billow out and then it settles down. Now, one, it's helping to raise the body temperature, but most importantly, the ozone comes out of the tubes that are in the HOCATT. And the ozone gets picked up by the water molecules from the steam, and through that it carries and lands onto your skin. It absorbs down through the hair follicle and gets into the fat layer. Now, once it's in the fat layer, this is where it will neutralize toxins. We store a lot of toxins in our fat layer because the body pushes it away from the organs. So this is where people can actually have dark spots on the towel once you exit the HOCATT, which it looks like a mucousy consistency. I love it because I love the fact that it can actually literally just leave the body so easily rather than having to get processed through the liver and kidneys, that sort of thing. So then with the ozone, once it's neutralized those toxins, it also creates a regenerative effect. So it's called oxidization. And basically that means that there will be a lot of dead tissue that your body is going to be wanting to get rid of after the treatment. And it's also going to cause the body to create new, fresh, healthy tissue. So this is where there is that gradual and accumulative effect with ozone. We don't want to start with a high level at first because your body won't be able to utilize it to its full advantage. So this is why we go up in increments of 10%, but it does differentiate a little bit depending on obviously your particular health concerns and issues. So the other aspect to the ozone is that because it travels with the water molecule, if you have a shower or get in the water after having the treatment, it will bind to that water and rinse away. So this is where we say for up to 7 hours afterwards, that ozone is very active in your fat layer. So this is where please don't get into the shower or go for a swim afterwards. Take advantage of that ozone as much as possible. So then next, going back to that steam release, what happens is we've got the fan going to your head, so it's actually keeping your head temperature cooler than your body temperature. And your body temperature is raised, but no more than 42 degrees. And this is where it's called a mild hyperthermic effect. And what happens is the brain basically wants to correct that change in temperature from the head to the body. And it triggers the hypothalamus to create hormone rebalancing. Absolutely really helpful for everybody, especially women. But what I also suggest with the oxygen that you're receiving as well, 98% medical grade oxygen, I really suggest taking those really big, beautiful, deep belly breaths and just filling up your, gently just filling up with that oxygen as much as possible, and then having a really beautiful, relaxing out breath through your mouth. And if you keep doing that throughout the treatment, it's amazing how wonderfully energized you'll feel afterwards, but it also will help you get into a really beautiful, relaxed state in your body and your mind because of that hormone rebalancing as well. It's also called a parasympathetic nervous state, where basically the body goes into a beautiful, relaxed place, and then it will start to naturally heal itself. So now on top of all of that, you're also receiving microcurrents. So there's foot plates that your feet will be on, and in our other machine, there's also hand toggles that you'll be holding on to. Now the microcurrent, this is a fascinating element of what frequency can do for the body. So everyone has heard of frequency, of course, but one way that I like to explain it is I've got a little scar on my hand here where I've actually grafted skin from behind my ear. Anyway, it's really funny because it grows little hairs. But it goes to show that the skin frequency, so the frequency pattern of that skin, it never forgot where it was actually grown originally. So this is how frequency kind of works in the sense of, our body is literally held together by electromagnetism, or frequency pattern holds the cells together. So with those microcurrents, we've got different ones to choose from, but they are a really powerful frequency message to the body. So liver support, healing, regeneration, and the Rife ones are my favorite. They seem to just generally have the greatest effect on everybody. But of course, depending on what your conditions are and what your health concerns are, we tweak it and change it to suit you. So that's the microcurrent part. Next, we've got infrared in the foot plate, and we've got infrared in the back panel as well. Again, frequency. So infrared is like a booster frequency. I think it just makes everything kind of work in an even stronger and sort of synergistic way. And that's pretty much it. Again, back to the oxygen, just as a extra awareness of how important oxygen is. When you think about it, we can go for a period of time without food and water, but we don't survive for like longer than a couple of minutes without oxygen. Oxygen literally feeds every part of the body. This is why hyperbaric chambers were invented, because of how important oxygen is. So again, a reminder to take those big, beautiful, deep belly breaths and just take that oxygen in as much as possible. I hope you have a wonderful experience in the treatment, and I'm so happy that you're experiencing HOCATT. As I said, it's one of my most favorite treatments here. Just the amount of help that it gives to people, and just the fact that each part of the treatment, so the oxygen will enhance the ozone effect, and then the ozone effect will work greater because of the oxygen. Then you've got that hormone rebalancing. Basically every part of the treatment supports and enhances the other parts. It's just the best experience I've ever had with a machine-based healing treatment. Mainly the biggest thing is it's unburdening the body, so the body can then start to heal itself. And this is why we get such brilliant health effects from basically any issues that the body has. So thank you for listening to me today, and I hope you continue having your beautiful HOCATT treatments.